In this video of Let's Talk Math, we're going to learn how to graph linear equations. So let's say we want to graph the linear equation y equals 2x. Well, first what we need to solve for is what y would equal in multiple cases and what x would equal. So let's make a table. This side of the table, the x column, right, we would write what x would equal in these cases. And in this y column is that what y would equal if x equals a certain thing, right? Now, first what we're going to do is we need to put on this side of the table, what are the easiest numbers that to use in this case, and to replace x, or what x would equal. So in these cases, right, when you're having a whole number and not a fraction or a decimal, what we need is not need, but the easiest numbers to do for x would be 1, 0, and -1. So we're going to solve for each case of where x equals 1, 0, and -1, and what y would equal in those cases. So first we have 2 in the case that x equals 1. Well, we have that with y equals 2 times 1. And 2 times 1 is 2. So here we have that. In this case, it would be 2. Next we have is if y equals 0. That would be y equals 2 times 0. And 2 times 0 is just, 0. And here we have in that -1 equals, that we have y equals 2 times -1. Always do parentheses around the negative number. And 2 times -1 is -2. Now here you see we have a pattern. Whenever you do this, you most likely will always see a pattern. So in this case, we have for every 1 we subtract 2 from the y, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to plot these numbers on a graph, as you see here. Now, we're going to graph it like this. So there'd be y2, right? And now let's graph. So we go this right to the 1, and we go up 2. So that means the first one, would be, but before I do that, we're going to label each of the rows. So we have this one, let's do it here, A, B, or C. You can always just do numbers, or when you place those numbers on the graph, you can write out what the graphing place would be. So 1, 2 would be right here. 0, 0 is just right here. And next what we would have is -1, -2, and that goes right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to label each one. This one would be A, this would be B, and this would be C. Next what we're going to do is we're going to run a straight line through all of the points. Now this will be how each thing would equal at the time. So we have like this. Might not be perfectly straight. And that is how you graph a linear equation. Let's do another problem. Here we have that y equals x plus 1. Now, same steps here, we're going to have a table. And for each of the tables, we're going to do, in this case again, what the easiest numbers are, and those again are 1, 0, and -1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to solve for what each would be in case x equals when x equals those numbers. So we have y equals, this case x would be 1, so 1 plus 1. That's easy. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now next we have 1 y equals what now would be 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. And then we have y equals negative 1 plus 1. Negative 1 plus 1 equals 0. So in this case, we have that every time you subtract 1, right, every time you subtract 1, you subtract the y by 1. Right, so now let's place it on the graph. So we have that 1, 2 would be right here. So now 0, 1 would be right here. And negative 1, 0 is right here. Now let's draw the line. So we have, goes like this. Now make sure you draw a arrow, as I forgot to do last time, and it shows that it goes on forever, right? Now let's try one last problem. We have that y equals negative 6. Now in this chart, yes, you could do a chart, and we're going to just do it real quick, but the chart is unnecessary. See, in this case, it's basically like saying that y plus 0, y equals 0x plus negative 6. Now, in this case, it's always going to equal negative 6 no matter what x equals. Like here, because we have 0x, and 0x is just basically 0. So now, if we even have 1, 0, or negative 1, on all the times they're going to be negative 6, negative 6, and negative 6. Right? So now, let's graph this on the chart. So we have that, now it'd be right here, we have 1, 0, and negative 1, that would be like here, and it's just going to go on a straight line, completely flat, forever and ever and ever, basically. Now that we solved this problem, let's review. What did we learn today? We learned how to graph a linear equation. First, solve the variable. The answer will be the points on the graph. Then draw the line connecting the points. That is all for this video, so please put in the comments below what else you'd like to learn and like this video. I'll also be posting more videos with linear equations, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and check my other videos out. Bye!